You're listening to Nebraska Stage Dive with your hosts, Tucci and Vee.
Danny, how's it going?
James, I tell you, buddy, I don't think I could be better.
Oh.
I tell you, I'm off, from my full-time job. I'm off till next Tuesday. Things are great, man, and we're going to set and getting ready to go on a little trip this weekend. And
Wonderful.
yeah.
That's very cool.
We're heading down to Lawrence. We're, of course, as you know, maybe not everybody out there knows, we're huge Jayhawk fans. And
yes.
it's the season opener. And
Very
it's
cool.
Football season.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff. And
Who do they play?
They play Fresno State.
Okay.
Opening the new stadium there.
Wow.
2/3 of the way done. They'll start on the next bit of it east side after this season.
Okay.
So it's exciting. It's
That is
going to be
exciting.
pretty nice. It's going to be in the 80s. It's not going to be, terrible out and stuff. The game starts at 5:30.
Oh, that's not bad.
You know what the thing is, Tucci, man?
What? Fill me in.
So the new stadium, on these new stadiums, they got sight lines, and they're steeper.
Yeah.
So we're up on the top level.
Oh, my God.
I'm not a heights guy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see how my son, who, by the way, he's sitting over here in the lobby here. He's with us.
Yeah, he is.
My boy Ryan and your dog Zeta. So we're getting big time. We're having people come into the studio and listen.
Animals.
Man.
Animals.
So, so I hope I'm not like when I went to the Pinnacle Bank Arena for Paul McCartney.
Uh-huh.
Well, God, that was 10 years ago now.
Okay, wow, yeah, you're right.
I thought it felt like I was going to jumping out of a plane.
Oh, my God, yeah. Yes.
And I wasn't the only one up there. I looked around and people were like, whoa,
Yeah.
But once the stage lights went down and stuff, or the house lights went down, I was fine.
That helps. Oh, but I'm with you. I am not a fan of that type of seating. Not at all. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been to a Husker football game, but I remember sitting up high and hated that. And I was much younger then. I remember going to a New York Yankees baseball game in New York at the old stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were up in the upper deck, but towards the front railing, maybe even right at the railing. And same kind of thing, and plus it was really narrow in every way imaginable. And standing up, you did feel like you were on your toes. It's
right.
I could see how drunk people would fall over, right?
Oh, exactly.
Fall over the railing.
Little plexiglass little stop sign ain't gonna, fall, stop somebody from going tits over teakettle.
No kidding.
Right. And then people that don't know very well, you're a baseball guy, aren't you?
I love baseball. Yeah,
you're a baseball guy. You're a good player too.
Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Well, you told me you were.
Yeah, no,
I imagine you were.
Yeah, I think I was okay. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, it's been what has it been 2 weeks since we got together?
Unfortunately, I think it's been 2 weeks.
We ran into some scheduling conflicts last week, so we didn't do a show. But we're dads.
We are dads.
We got jobs. And we're back here, and my wife was saying, you kind of miss James, don't you? I said, I do. I'm ready to do a show. So
likewise.
Here we go. Awesome.
I've been jonesing for it.
Hey, in the meantime, since we've talked last, we both went to a concert.
Yes.
You took your girls to Weird Al, correct?
Yeah, correct.
How was it?
Well, first off, the weather was beautiful that evening. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Tuesday evening, maybe. And it was beautiful. So that was nice. We weren't, melting out there. So that was beautiful. The girls were really looking forward to it. They had spent, a few days and nights prior to the show watching some Weird Al videos.
We're prepping.
Yep.
Nice.
And so, they were excited, and they were little troopers because they're pretty young. And so the show was, it ran late, and they were there for it, which was cool. Yeah, they really liked it. It was a good show.
I heard it was great.
Yeah.
From everybody I talked to.
They always put on an excellent show. It's always entertaining.
Here's the thing that was crazy to me is I had no idea Puddle's Pity Party was opening up the show.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Do you like Puddles?
I do. I mean, now here's the thing. I don't know if a half hour would probably suffice.
Yeah.
Is that kind of with you too.
Yeah, because I would be good for no longer than 30 minutes. Yeah,
exactly. He's very creative.
He is creative.
Did he do the Stairway to Heaven Gilligan's Island thing?
Yes,
oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
I love
yes.
that.
And there was this. See, I remember seeing him way back when on TV on something, and so I hadn't followed him since. But he has some imagery in the background, some clips of movies playing, and there's a heavy Kevin Costner theme.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
Which was pretty funny, and there was maybe like a payoff or two. But I don't know how long he played for. It did feel a little too long at times for me, and I don't. I think there were plenty of people that were really into him though, so that's cool. Yeah.
Sold out.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And then a few nights later, I took my daughter Ellie, and we went to the Village People and Casey and the Sunshine Band.
How was that?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Village People were a lot of fun.
Were they?
Yeah, it was just, it's what it is. It's campy, it's fun, and people love it. I mean, people were dressed the part.
Oh, yeah.
In the crowd, people were dressed
fun.
like a construction worker or cowboy or, whatever.
Yeah.
Case,
Are they the same original Village People? Or they're...
Only one of them.
Oh, really? Which one?
The lead singer.
Okay.
Victor Willis.
Okay.
I think that's Victor Willis.
What costume does he wear?
He's the kind of the Chips Patrol guy, the motorcycle cop, and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's mainly the main songwriter for him.
Okay.
Casey and the Sunshine Band was very good.
Okay.
And he's it's funny because he came out and he kind of did a kind of a precursor to the show of talking about rude people and people that are everybody critics and say things. He's gained weight since.
Oh, okay.
He had a very good. He's very self-deprecating and funny.
Yeah.
Funny with it. He says, I was gonna name the band KFC and the Sunshine Band
that's
now,
great.
and stuff. So it was a lot of fun and at times it got to be very, the dance segments and stuff like that, and he would take a break, and the band was just super tight. It was really great.
That's awesome.
And he still has his pipes.
That's very cool.
So, yeah, my daughter, she had a good time. I had a good time. I wanted to go to Weird Al.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give Ryan over here the stink eye because he says, well, I don't really want to go.
Oh, man. Missed out.
I know.
Missed out.
Exactly.
Too bad, Ryan. That's a hard life lesson to learn.
Totally. So, yeah. So we both had a good time. I'll tell you what. Pinewood Bowl is magnificent. I mean, that's got to be one of the top outdoor venues around the Midwest, if not more.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's such a peaceful place to watch a show, and it looks different, with all the trees. I mean, it's a great venue. Yeah, and it always sounds good. At least I've never had an experience in which I'm like, man, this sound is awful. I always think it sounds great.
Oh, the staff was nice out there, and it was just a fun night. It's always fun to go out there.
Yeah.
Are you going out there for the Collective Soul?
I am not.
I know you're a huge fan.
Yeah, I'm not. Initially, when I looked, it just more money than I wanted to spend on the tickets. I've seen them a number of times, and just have had some other stuff going on during this week, last week, next week, and so just taking time off work makes it a little tricky.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Are you? No, Are you leaving?
We're leaving Friday.
Okay.
We're going to go down there. And it's kind of nice because Lawrence is a great music town.
Yeah.
Great record stores.
Yeah.
So there you go. There and check all that out down on Mass Street. It's just, it's heaven on earth there.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, while we're talking concerts and stuff, I went to the mailbag questions here that we get sometimes. And I got one question here is, what are your guys' most surprising great concert you've been to and one that was surprisingly not satisfying? A good question.
That is a good question. Okay, well, okay, I'm going to say I might be cheating a bit with this response. A few years ago, Melissa and I went to Phil Collins in Minneapolis. and he wasn't playing a ton of shows. And I don't know if he called that a farewell tour or not, but the impression was, yeah, he's probably not getting out too many more times, right?
Right.
So I'm a huge Phil Collins fan, and definitely wanted to go. So and I had heard just how the shows were really well put together, right? Like super competent musicians, you know. So went and just completely loved it. But the thing that caught me off guard is that like there were more than a couple times, Dan, that I shed a tear.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, it just with emotion, because what was cool, like, well, first of all, and I said this to Melissa, it's like, you know, you listen to an artist like this from when you were young, right? Like he was all over the radio in the 80s, right? And into the 90s and et cetera, right? So it becomes something of such great familiarity and almost like a family member or close friend or something, right?
For sure.
And so when you actually then experience it live, it takes that on. And again, none of this I would have necessarily thought about in a deeper way like that. You know, maybe had the intellectual thought, but not like the feeling of it. I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see. But yeah, it hit me in that way. But also, like looking around the arena, and I don't know if it was sold out, but it's damn near sold out.
Yeah.
And seeing such a wide range of ages there, right? From, you know, young folks, I don't know, adolescents, let's say, all the way up to folks in their 70s, you know?
Right.
And everyone having a fucking good time. Yep. Like it was a party, and it was like, wow, this is awesome. You know, like how impactful this music is. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so I knew it was going to be a solid show, or at least that's what I assumed, right? But I did not expect all of that other stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my first answer. Yeah. What about you?
For me, it's probably, and I've seen him 3 times because my wife was a huge fan growing up.
Okay.
But Barry Manilow is probably one of the most surprisingly great concerts I've ever been to.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, absolutely. The guy just delivers. And hey, I'm a fan of Low, and and for whatever reason, he's got that mystique to like some Barry Manilow. Well, I'll tell you what, the guy has 15,000 people packed into arena, and these women singing his songs. He don't have to apologize to anybody.
Nope, he's got it figured out.
Yeah, that's it was the first time I went with my wife. It was kind of like you said. There was songs that kind of lead to like, thinking of like listening to these as a kid. I remember listening to this stuff and at my grandparents' house or and memories spark and stuff and you're thinking and I think music is like that for people. I mean music is kind of the soundtrack to our lives if you think about it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's
it's
that root of kind of like whatever your mood is, that's kind of the music that, you can portray to the mood you're at,
Yeah, totally.
I mean, you're going out there to kick ass at work or something, you're listening to some AC/DC or something, or who knows,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I listen to a wide range of stuff, and I think, that one really sticks out in my mind. I would definitely say that one.
Yeah.
I was floored.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And my buddy that went to the last show here about a year ago in Omaha, Jeff, he said he went and he called me, and I told him, I said, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
2 times I've seen him before that show. I said, he's fabulous.
Yeah.
And he called me and he's like, man, you were right. He said, he's got the voice. He delivers to the crowd so good. He goes, that was one of the, same way. He goes,
Isn't that something?
Great show.
Wow.
As far as disappointing ones or that didn't live up to that's what the question is.
Yeah.
I remember one time my wife and I went to Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
And for some reason, it just didn't resonate with me.
Really? Yeah.
No, they didn't have Christine McVie.
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorites in it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep. it was kind of a sappy Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh, no.
show,
Yeah.
patting the heart and doing the heart symbol and like
Oh no.
blowing kisses to the crowd. Like he's gonna faint because thank you guys for the applause. But yeah, that one, it wasn't that great for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, and maybe there's a different one, but this one is the first one that's popping in my mind. A few years ago, we saw, or was it last year? Maybe it was last year. Saw Death Cab for Cutie in the Postal Service down in Kansas City. It was the 20-year anniversary of both those, of two albums from those bands. And so I've seen those bands before. I saw the Postal Service when I was in college, right before they got big. So I'm at Sokol Underground. There's maybe 50 other people there. It was pretty crazy. I had seen Death Cab a few times. And again, in small venues, which I always loved. In Kansas City at, I don't know what arena it is, Verizon maybe or something. However many people can hold. Big place. I think it was, again, sold out or close to it because a lot of people love both those bands, but particularly Postal Service because they don't play a ton, it's usually for things like this. And there's a couple things that I was not a fan of. One, and this is the biggest one, that it was in this big arena. And for the Postal Service, I think that works because the music is it just makes sense. The energy makes sense for a place like that. But Death Cab's music has never, ever struck me as arena rock by any stretch of the imagination.
Right. I
think they're best in, venues of, maybe theaters would work, but particularly is smaller venues, they have such intimate music. I know maybe some of their last albums, a handful of their last albums have probably been focused on maybe some bigger sounding songs, I don't think that suits them well. But yes, that was a show that I was disappointed by simply because of that, because I don't think the Death Cab music translated well,
Right.
And since you were mentioning some, goofy hand gestures, I found that to be kind of similar. Not that there was hand gestures, but there's certain things that Ben Gibbard, the lead singer for both Death Cab and Postal Service, will do that just strikes me as a bit odd. It's like, maybe he could go without that. Like, especially when you were first, the first handful of times I saw you, there was none of that, and it seemed more sincere.
Right.
I get playing to the audience, but there's also sometimes it's if you just don't do it, that's okay. I don't think you regret, not giving a heart sign or a pump in your chest or something. I don't think you regret that if you didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One other one that I think I would say that was a pleasant surprise for me was Ween.
Oh yeah, I've heard good things about those shows.
Hey, can I jot back to Lawrence here for a minute? Here's a funny Lawrence story for you. So we went down to a football game there, and I'm at the hotel lobby and there's a guy sitting down there, and I'm reading the paper, got my coffee and everything, and started talking to this guy, and he says, blah blah, where are you from, and I said, oh, I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska. He goes, oh, really? Yeah. He goes, that's good music town and stuff. And I said, yeah. I said, you into music? And he said, yeah, we're touring through here tonight, and we're playing here. I said, oh, really? Who you with? And he said, Ween. And back then I never heard of him. And I said,
sure.
Really?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. He goes, you should come out. I think they were at Liberty Hall or something like that. And I said, well, I was going back that day. We had to go back.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have just stuck around. Would have been so great. But
that would have been,
I think last time I saw, we were at Pinewood Bowl. They were at Pinewood Bowl.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
night.
Yeah.
It was kind of a crazy night because it was misting. It was kind of cold out.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. It was great night to take the VW bus out there.
Hey, there you go. That's awesome.
So it was a good time.
Yeah.
They're a fun show.
That's cool.
Yeah. We're talking about, the music, and it's kind of, with the kind of the soundtrack to your mood and everything. I tell you what, since we started this show, James, don't you feel like there's a lot of good music that I'm discovering? And
absolutely.
And today, is no different.
Yeah.
I think I think this is people are gonna like hearing these guys,
Yep.
and they they got a show coming up, a release party coming up this Saturday. Tell us who you got, buddy.
Yeah, this is Dirty Talker. Dirty Talker. The album that we're reviewing is their latest, called Dirty Talker.
Self-titled in their third album.
Yeah, third album. Yeah, which surprises me
Yeah,
because
you don't see that often, do you?
yeah, right. And the fact that they only have 3 albums, unless we're missing something here.
Yeah, they've been around for a while,
They have, yeah.
which I respect and I like.
I do like that. Yeah, so thought we could get this episode in, so any folks that want to catch them live can see them this Saturday. And I believe, is this at Duffy's or the Zoo Bar?
I got their phone number right here if you want to dial them up. And while you're looking that up, they're made up of Brandon McGinn, Dustin Kometcher. I hope I said that right. Justin's going to be Adam 2000.
Oh yeah, of course, Adam 2000. Yeah, it is at Duffy's. It is this Saturday at Duffy's. $10 at the door, starting at 8 p.m. They're playing with Dream Ghoul, Sigilis, and then Vera Devora.
Nice.
Yeah.
For 4 bands for $10, folks.
Not bad. Yeah. And you can pick up this nasty album.
Yeah. And Marina Kushner is the violin player. And
there we go. Yep.
of course, I knew her dad, Ben, well.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we lost Ben a year and a half ago, probably now. And I think, and he was such a great guy, such a great musician, and that we could do a show on him sometime. And we probably should. But I think Marina is, because Ben's got 2 daughters. I think Marina's the one that ran sound for us one night when we played. What is it right there with the tower downtown?
Oh yeah, what is that called? Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot now. We played with Mothhawk there.
Okay.
And so she adds the violin for Dirty Talker, and you will hear it here. And when we're going to play some clips of these guys. And
yeah. So let's, Dan, do you want to run through our metrics that we do here, or should we play some tunes and then run through the metrics?
You know what, buddy? You're a good decision maker, so I'm going to leave it up to you.
Why
don't we give the audience a taste of some music here?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So, I always think it's cool to start off with maybe the first track. We'll just run through maybe 3 songs or clips of 3 songs. But, kind of the first track of an album, I always think that's interesting to see what the band picks, right? To see, okay, is this representative of the album? Is it a good album starter? Did they make a mistake by putting something that doesn't represent the album? So, let's take a bit of a listen to track 1, Vacation.
All right.
Danny, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I want that violin brought up a little.
Yeah. I'm with you. That's something that I made some notes on too. There's, some songs that you can really hear it, and that may be because of just more space in the song. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd like to hear it a bit more too. Yeah.
I think it was catchy from the get-go.
Yeah, I'm with you. And this song, I think the audience will hear from a couple other songs we'll play. There's this really syncopated type of rhythm that Dirty Talker seems to lean into, which I can be a fan of for sure, and it's really riff heavy. Would you say that? Like every instrument is
I think
riffy,
that's very fair.
yeah, which is cool,
Who's the singer in this band?
I think it's Brandon. Yeah,
Is it Brandon?
McGinn. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, McGinn can hunt me down. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What the hell does Adam 2000 do? I'm intrigued by that name, Adam 2000.
I think he plays bass.
Does he?
I think so.
He's the coolest one in the band.
I'm with you.
We're bass players. I'm telling John 5, Adam 2000.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yep, exactly. Let's kick on. Let's do Tiger. Can we play Tiger?
Yeah, let's do Tiger.
Don't drop it. Don't fuck it up. 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 You'll never catch a tiger. You'll never catch a tiger.
Yes. Okay, I was just starting to get juicy and crunchy there.
Right, and then you slid the fader down on us.
Well, you know what? I got to keep people wanting more.
That's right. Remember, folks, while you're listening to this, mark it on your calendar. Right now, Duffy's. What time's showtime?
8 p.m. it says.
8 p.m.
Yes.
at
So,
Duffy's.
Dirty Talker. I assume maybe they're playing last, but I could be wrong on that. So.
Why does it have to be when I'm out of town?
I know. Yep. This song, Tiger, I've said this before in our shows, Dan, but I think it bears repeating. I am more inclined to hear the music first before the lyrics, right? Like, obviously, I hear the vocals, but I'm not paying a ton of attention to the lyrics unless there's something super obvious, right?
Me too.
And that's usually on a few listens later that I'm kind of keying into the lyrics. So, on this song, from my initial listen or two, the lyrics are fairly repetitive, and that's not a negative thing because they pulled me in. There's something. The lyrics make sense to the music because the lyrics are alluring. The music is haunting. I think there's a lot of like hypnotic stuff going on in this song, which is really cool. It definitely pulled me in more, which I really loved.
Yeah, I got that too. There's a song in here, and I think I got James is you're so good with your notes. You're printed out and everything, and I've got chicken scratches everywhere. It looks like an architect that went bad. I gotta. It's all the print lettering and stuff.
It looks like
There's some song in here too that it's almost kind of got that demonic.
Oh yeah.
Feel. It's really cool.
Yes.
And it might be in Cake.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we listen to Cake?
Yeah, we can.
All right. And here's the little bass intro.
Yep.
Would we dare throw the label a little prog sounding?
Oh yeah, no, I think that's fair. Yeah. Hey, I think that's fair.
Let's move that up to about the 3-minute mark, and because it punches in pretty intense. Or can you do that?
I wish I could.
Oh, all right. Well, let's leave them wanting more then.
Yeah, we'll leave them.
That's
wanting more.
That song,
yeah.
They really start getting intense about the 3-minute mark, and it's a really nice diversion from that really pretty prelude into that song.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. So I want to do one more song if we can, and then I'll make this comment. Is that okay with you, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you positive?
I'm pretty sure.
This one's track 3. It's called Department. Dan, what do you think?
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that bass.
Yeah.
That's Adam 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another song that hit me as having some hypnotic sections, really kind of foreboding, and I thought kind of almost like a movie score. There's kind of some of that's going on, like you can almost see is some kind of scene. And at the end of this song too, there's like this some really cool, I jotted down like metallic riffs. And what I mean by metallic riffs is like riffing on, brand new sheet metal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the tone of the guitar, and I don't mean that in a negative or unpleasant way. I really liked how that sounded. I like the tones on the instruments throughout this album. I really do like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. With the movie thing too.
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
Yeah. So. Dan, if we're looking at our review metrics, we have, and I'll just review the ones we have and then we'll get into each of them. Competency, emotional resonance, production quality, enjoyability, provocativeness. Is that a word? Provocativeness?
It is now.
You bet. We can do what we want.
It's out there on the internet. Now that you've said it.
That's right.
Provocativeness. I like it.
And then ripple effect. I'll explain these as we go through them. So competency for the style of music, like is what Dirty Talker's doing on this album competent for the style? You mentioned something about, I think you said prog.
Yeah, I get a little prog in that. And it's funny because when you brought up the name Dirty Talker, I thought we had a hair band or something maybe coming in there. Dirty Talker.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, there was always bands like that.
There you go.
I like the name.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think these guys have really, and gals, I mean, I just use that once again. I always, when there's a girl in the band, I always use that term loosely, of course. But anyway, I think they absolutely picked their segues, if you will. They really nice.
Yeah.
They interest me.
Yeah,
I really listen to what they're doing there.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that. Yeah.
And to me, it is a little prog-like.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep. One of the bands I thought of, I don't know if Dirty Talker will find this as a compliment or not. I hope so. It's intended that way. Band out of Omaha called Cursive. They've been around for a long time. There was some similarities in the best of ways, just in terms of some of the angular, muscular riffs, the space, the weirdness, the unpredictability. So that hit me, and I Fugazi to some degree, Yeah. So it's always weird to try to find a label to put on a band, right? Whether it's prog, I think some catch-alls could be just straight up indie rock alternative, but also maybe some post-hardcore. That could be maybe another label if we want to throw out there. Yeah.
And I bet you see these guys live. I bet they're punching it pretty intense.
Yeah.
Because it leads to good, live concert-like atmosphere.
Yeah.
Funny you say angular because on their page they have 4-piece angular indie rock band, like a circle with corners.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Sweet.
Really to be a songwriter, you really got to be in touch with your inner feelings. Look at these guys, like a circle without corner, or like a circle with corners.
I like it.
I do too.
It. Yeah,
I do too. What the hell's wrong with these guys?
That's
so good.
Dan, I think we played. When I say we, a band I was in called Robot Creep Closer.
I like that.
I think we played with Dirty Talker, and this would have been probably when they, the first year or two, they were a band. I'm almost positive.
Oh, wow.
And I loved them a lot back then. Watching them live is super fun because they're good at what they do. And I think with the, because one always asks, or wonders at least, does a band sound like they do in the recordings, right?
Right.
And sometimes they sound better, sometimes they sound worse. It just depends. I think, and this was way back then, so I haven't seen them live in a number of years, so keep this in mind, that their energy live was excellent. There was this rawness to the music, which I loved because it makes sense for the music, right?
Right.
So So I assume that, that's probably going to be the case. Now, if we can jump to the production metric, because it ties into what I'm saying, this album sounds, and I jotted this down numerous times, really meaty and juicy. These songs, from the overdriven guitars at times to the other riffs, there's just a meaty, juicy quality to the sounds, which I like. Now, sometimes that can be hard to translate live because you have the acoustics of the room you're playing in, the sound engineer, depending on how well you as the musician, set up your gear to translate that sound, right? That can all be kind of tricky to capture.
Correct.
So that is to be determined. I mean, this isn't like, I don't think out of control by any means, but there is this juicy quality that I really like when I'm hearing the guitars. Is like, oh fuck, I like that, So whether or not that comes through, or if it's a little bit more abrasive, whatever, but as long as it's consistent, it doesn't fucking matter to me.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. And I think it's very consistent. And I think it's a great listen. This is a quality production, and they got 2 other albums too for people to go check these guys out. I didn't have a lot of time, but I did go through a little bit of each of the precursor albums.
Yeah, nice.
And it's really, really good stuff.
Yeah. I think one of the lyrics in their first album, Letters, I could be wrong with this, but I think hell, might even be the name of one of the songs. No? Yep, maybe. On their first album, they have a song called "To the Guys That Double Teamed Me." So it might be on that song that they have some lyrics about a reach around. I really like that.
Yeah, right.
I just like it, and the way Brendan shouts it out works really well. Sounds really tough. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. James, you know what? I listening to these on Spotify,
Yeah.
and I'm new to Spotify.
Yeah,
and thank God I have kids. Because I wouldn't know my ass from a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
On any of this stuff. But I don't know if it's because do I have to pay something to Spotify to it? But I was trying to listen to this album we are reviewing, and it kept jumping around to other songs by Dirty Talker.
No.
What am I doing wrong?
Well,
It's not a bad problem to have because
Sure.
I enjoyed the other songs.
Yeah.
However, I'm making notes, and then I noticed by the cover art of the release, I'm like, well, that's not this album. So I damn it, I ripped up the paper, and I have to, start it all over again.
awesome.
So Dirty
Yeah.
Talker, I've put a lot of, I had to go back and re-edit and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe
maybe they'll throw me a T-shirt or something,
or give
For all
you
my-
a reach around.
for all my- yeah, well, you never know.
Too bad you're going to be out of town this weekend.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So-
The production, Dan, like you said, the production is solid. There were a few times that I wished, or I should restate that there were a few songs that I wished the vocals would be out in front just a notch or two more. I appreciate, if I'm not off base here, I appreciate what they're going for. And I would not be a fan of having the vocals so far out in front. It sounds like karaoke, which you get that from a lot of mainstream rock bands, pop music, right? It sounds like, I was listening to some fucking band the other day on a local radio station, and it was hard for me to even enjoy it because of how it was mixed and produced, right? Like it's like this just I can tell that the music it sounds intense or sounds quiet or whatever, but the vocals are so far out in front, they sound displaced from the music, from the rest of the band, right?
All right.
So I would not want that for this, and I know that's not what they're going for, but it just felt like at times the vocals were buried a bit too far in for my liking. And I suppose it's important to know, yes, both Dan and I listened to this album on Spotify, and speaking for myself, I was using headphones.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so this wasn't a matter of just listening through a laptop or a phone or whatever.
Right.
So anyway, if anything, it's a preference, not a negative. It's these things, if they're done for artistic reasons, so be it. Sometimes
Right.
it might just be listening to the mix so damn much that you lose sense of like how loud it is. I know I've been there before.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you've said before. It's like we're not grading anybody.
Yeah,
we're
right.
just making basically we're reviewing and commenting basically of what we're hearing. And stuff like that. But on that last track, I mean, and like I said, I love this stuff. I think these guys are great.
Yeah.
And the one thing, and if everything was just bubblegum and lipstick, then we wouldn't.
Yeah.
We'd be blowing smoke.
We would be blowing smoke.
We'd be blowing smoke, and nobody would appreciate that. I would like a little more kick drum in that last. I would like just a little more hotter kick drum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that song's pretty driving.
Oh, it is. Yep.
And
it is.
And by no means is it
Yeah.
diminished in any but I think it would really really pop.
Yeah. I'm with you.
You hear that at all?
No, yep, I'm with you. Dan, in your experience with recording, has the drums ever presented a problem for you in terms of capturing, the quality of the drums in the way that, the song deserves?
Well, I think drums probably have to be, and I'm not an engineer.
Yeah.
But I think they have to be one of the hardest things.
It would seem.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That and to especially, not even recording wise, but live.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I'm an old deaf guy at this point in time, and I've played way too many shows and stuff like that. So, like, my family always makes fun. Oh, Dad can't hear, and stuff like that, and I can hear it selective.
Yeah.
But I really want that bass drum.
Yeah.
And this might be a thing that's just me.
Yeah.
And but I want that bass drum just piercing my chest.
Sure.
When you're watching on a show live.
Yeah. There are a couple bands that I've been in, and let's see. A few of those albums were recorded. Just us as the band recorded them. There was one that we actually went to a studio to record. But when I'm thinking about any of those albums is that, the kick was always questionable, like, especially with two of those albums, it sounded like we set up a cardboard box and used a kick pedal on it,
Right.
It was just really like, I don't know, fucking, papery sounding, right?
Yep.
So, I think, that it goes to how tricky that is. And I'm not saying these guys don't know how to do that. But again, I think it's just a matter of, you get into however you're hearing the song, and it may not be the same way as other people hear, or it's already in your head.
Right.
And that kind of fills in the blanks. But I'm with you with that. Well, and one of the notes I have here is with the violin too. Like, it'd be nice, again, to have that kind of peak out a bit more. Maybe it sounds like it could be competing with some of the frequencies at other times, and listeners out there who've never recorded, this is just tricky shit.
Oh yeah.
It's tricky shit.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
No, it definitely is not. That's one of the crazy things when I recorded with Mothhawk, I kind of thought, this thing you can put in a can a lot faster than it. It just takes some time for this all to come together, as
Yes,
you know.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
I thought, you cut an album and 2 weeks later, and maybe send it off to have it mastered, and you'll have it back in a month, and it's just not like that.
Just not like,
Right.
there's so much that goes into it, and a lot of it is so tedious and monotonous, It's like, what the fuck? And you do lose sense of, or at least I do, sense of, like, I don't know, like, between these mixes or these sections of this mix, it all sounds the fucking same now.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but when you have recorded, I am such a self-critic.
Yes.
I'll listen to somebody.
Yes.
It's kind of like if I go to somebody's house,
Yeah.
everybody always says, I don't want you coming over to my house because you're such a clean freak and stuff. I don't judge anything.
Yeah.
Or like if,
right.
but if I do a project or do something, paint a picture.
Yeah.
If there's a little mistake, it bothers the hell out of me.
Yes.
Now, if I look at somebody else's painting or listen to somebody else's, I might hear something like we're talking about the bass drum.
Yeah.
But it doesn't diminish from my enjoyment of it.
Oh, no.
I mean, I love this.
Yeah.
So,
Likewise.
yeah.
No, that's a
So,
great point. That is
yeah.
a great point. Yeah. Again, with this production, Dan, I really thought it captured the angular guitar riffs, the muscular bass riffs, and even though we've been talking about the kick drum, it did capture the intensity of the drums. The intensity of this music is there, and the production it captures it.
Right.
Yeah. The emotional resonance, Dan, how the music makes one feel. How does it make you feel?
Every band that we've done, I think, what is this, our 5th or 6th?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I'm not good with counting.
Yeah. But good thing you got a finance degree then. No,
Yes.
I'm just kidding. You're in a whole different profession. But it totally, all these bands that we have done, that's where I was at, have drawn me into, like, I want to go see them.
Yeah.
I don't think we have done one band that I'm like, you know what? I don't really want to go check them out. But I want to go check all these bands out because, like for me personally too, is anytime I'm a live player.
Yeah.
I'm more of a
Right.
stage ham and stuff like that, as you know.
Yeah.
But, it's just, to me, it's just, there's no, like now my wife, for instance, she does not like live music
Oh.
or on recordings. Or even at a show, she likes it to sound exactly almost like the album.
I see.
And I don't. That don't bother me at all.
Yeah.
I like a little artistic freedom when
me too. It keeps it interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I think emotionally, it draws me in and piques my curiosity to go see these guys.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really connected it with these tunes, with the dynamics of each song. That's something I like. I think it's always my preference when I'm writing music to make the songs interesting, right? Because if I'm the only person that's going to listen to it, I want it to be interesting.
Right.
So it's kept me, each song within the song kept me wondering what is coming next, right? Like what tempo change, rhythm dynamics, whatever it is, I think they did an excellent job with layering parts, and that does pull me in.
Yeah, and I tell you, man, when I listen to this, like I said, really the introductions to these songs are all kind of, they got their own little, catch.
That's fair.
Catchiness and stuff. And I didn't find myself, like listening to 2 minutes of the song and then skipping to the next.
Right.
And I always want to do that because I think we owe it to these bands to listen to the full thing if we're doing a show like this. But I was totally in tune with it.
That's a great point.
Right.
I think this is going to sound similar to what we already addressed, the enjoyability. How fun is listening to the music, Dan?
Yeah, it's fun. They got no problem.
Yep. No, I think it's fun too, and like you said about the live show, I have seen them and it's been years, and we all get old, Dan, but they were fun back then.
I've got hemorrhoids. Older than you.
I'd like to meet them. But I'm sure they're still just as fun to see live. When I say fun, I'm not talking about jumping around stage and that. I'm just talking about the intensity, the energy of the show that pulls you in. Right. So from the recording to the live show, yes, enjoyable for sure, absolutely. Dan, provocative. That's our next one. How engaging and interesting is the music?
Well, I think it's like I just answered I would say kind of the same thing I just said. I mean, it keeps my interest.
Yeah.
I don't find myself, fast forwarding or, skipping to the next track.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And that's a big compliment. I mean,
Right. Totally.
So,
totally.
I think it's engaging and, definitely very provocative.
Yes. Yeah, I
about
agree.
you?
Oh, yeah. I think it's super provocative. From the first track, it had me pulled in, right? Again, because it's like, oh, fuck yeah. Because, I've known Dirty Talker to be this way. So everything on this album matches their DNA, is consistent with that, right? But it's always great to hear it again. It's like, oh, yep, here we go. This is fantastic. Having solid and diverse dynamics, I think, is a big deal. And I did say here, because this is a compliment, Dirty Talker. I feel like a lot of these songs sound like they're collapsing. I get that visual, that the song collapses into another part, but then it stands itself up again to collapse again, which is, I think, so fucking cool, because there's some other kind of dynamic going on there. You can kind of feel this like physics that's happening, which I think is really interesting.
So you're saying kind of like an origami.
Kind of like an origami.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? When I go to Lawrence this weekend,
Uh-huh.
we drive by our hotel we always stay at. It's over by Hallmark. I'm going to go see if I can get you a, part-time gig.
Well,
you
thank
should be writing.
Oh,
you're on fire today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, please let me know if you can get me hooked up with Hallmark. Yeah.
Yeah, like we have the time, right?
Dan, our last metric here is ripple effect. Has the music been on your mind? How much do you want to listen to it again?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, I'll definitely listen again.
Yeah.
Because I've got all these bands now in a playlist that we're doing.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I haven't booted anybody out of my playlist
That's cool.
to this date. But also, I'm not a real staunch critic either.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think we're musicians, and I think that leads to a pass in some cases. Like,
sure.
hey, man,
Yeah.
these guys are but not talking about these guys, but everybody we've done has been.
Yeah.
It's really had a good ripple effect for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
know?
Yep. I agree with you. Yeah. This album would be on regular rotation for me,
Yeah.
It is. And, these, for me, Dan, these songs, there is, and this happens to me with, more than a few albums. And again, this can be a very pleasant experience where it takes me a few minutes, what the fuck am I talking about? A few spins to differentiate the songs, Now these songs, like Dan was saying, there's different intros, which is really nice, because okay, this is different than the last song, right? With that intro, but there's I think a lot going on in these songs where it's like, okay, my brain's got to get wrapped around it. And that's why I'd have this on regular rotation, to sink into it,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just wish, like I said, I just wish this release party that you guys are having at Duffy's, it wasn't this Saturday.
Yeah.
If it was Sunday night, I could make it.
There you
I think
go.
I'll be back in time. I could make it. You guys are going to have to change it. It's good. Let's listen. No, we don't do that. Hey, Dirty Talker. You guys out there listening, get out there and support these guys. Are they going to have vinyl? Do we know? Or
That's a good question. I don't know. And I don't know if
vinyl CDs?
If it said, I would assume, I shouldn't assume anything. I was going to say probably, it doesn't say on their Facebook page if there's going to be any physical stuff, but who knows? Who knows?
8 o'clock, the doors open. 9 o'clock, showtime. $10. You get 4 bands. People get out there and see these guys, and Marina, of course, as well.
Yeah.
And good lineup of musicians here.
Yeah, you bet. This is,
It's going to be a fun show.
absolutely. These Dirty Talker players, they've been around Lincoln for a long time, these guys. And so, this is important. We want to support. This is exactly why Dan and I are doing this, right?
Absolutely. It's
Support bands.
It's educating us too.
You bet.
Into stuff like you said one show in the past. It's like at this point of our life, we don't get out as much.
Yeah.
And we don't play as much as we used to. But this is such a great avenue, and I'm so glad you asked me to do this show.
Yeah.
And I should say when I was talking to my wife, I she said, "Who you listening to?" I said, "Dirty Talker," and she goes, "Oh, tell James hi." Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. But no, you guys, you got a great release here. You got wishing you guys a great show Saturday night. Go knock them down.
Yeah, absolutely. Danny boy, any final thoughts before we end this thing?
Now, I tell you, buddy, we've gone long-winded, but we had good music to talk about, and we're going to have some good stuff coming up for everybody to listen to in the weeks and months ahead. And
yes.
I look forward to the next time, buddy.
Yeah.
Everybody, hey, have a good week.
Enjoy it.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, buddy.
Heck yeah.
You've been listening to Nebraska Stage Dive with Tucci and Vee.